at that time, I was really more pissed about the whole aspect because at one point, me and the company, we were doing about 3,000 to close to $4,000 a month in business. And so I just couldn't fathom the idea that they would not protect me as a valued customer. So as we go on, um, I make my first appearance, and then the first appearance is setting up for the trial for the next appearance. And so on the next appearance, when I go there, the judge, he calls me up, and then the attorney's there, and the attorney says, or the judge says, Mr. Merritt, I don't think you sued the right people. I said, no, he said, I don't think you serviced the right people. I said, well, how can that be? I said, the attorney, they're sitting right there. He said, yeah, he said, but when you sue a company, you have to send it to the proper channel, and then they distribute it to the company, and then they can answer. Because you sued a company and you didn't send it to the designated person, the suit didn't get serviced properly. He said, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss your claim, but you have to service the company properly before you can actually sue them. I'm like, okay, all right, thank you, sir. So I went, I looked, I'm trying proper service. I'm doing all this looking. I couldn't find anything to tell me who I was supposed to sue. So I went back and I found the number for that 423 exchange number for the attorney in California. And they answered, and I told them, I said, we talked and I gave you some of my information, but they're saying I need to service they said I didn't service the right person. He said, oh, that's called a registered agent. He said, whenever you sue a company or a LLC, you have to service them through the LLC. I'm like, oh, well, thank you so much. So then I found who the registered agent was, and I sent it to them. It came back, and then we got another court date. So this is my second appearance. So after about a month and a half, we got the court date. We went to court, and then on the first time we make the appearance as always, and the second time, again the judge stops. He says, "Well, Mr. Merritt, I don't think you sued the right people." I said, well, what do you mean? I mean, they're here. I served the right registration. He said, I know, but you sued the CEO, the CFO, and the COO. And I kind of smiled to myself, and he said, well, when you sue the company, you only sue the company unless those individuals that you sued are part of the lawsuit. You don't include them. You just sue the company. I'm like, oh, he said, for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to dismiss your claim.